Namaskaram. Welcome to Prayathnam's YouTube channel. It gives me great joy in this episode where I take you through a glimpse at the life and works of Oothukadu Venkata Subbaiyar, also popularly known as Oothukadu Venkata Kavi, a composer of time-transcending brilliance and encyclopedic erudition, is believed to have approximately lived between 1700s and 1765. Debatable though, his compositions are said to have filled the gap between the works of Purandara Dasa and the Carnatic music trinity. Venkata Kavi was born in his ancestral town, Manargudi. His family is said to have migrated to Oothukadu, also known as Denushwasapuram, when Venkata Kavi was very young. In this period, the Bhagavatamela tradition flourished in Oothukadu alongside Shulamangalam, Melatur and Shalyamangalam. Hence, Venkata Kavi lived in a very pious and culturally live atmosphere. As a young boy, Venkata Kavi expressed his desire to learn music from Sri Krishna Yogi. Upon his refusal, he was very dejected. His mother advised him to surrender himself to Lord Krishna of the Kalinga temple in Oothukadu. Venkata Kavi started praying and singing in praise of the Lord, accepting him as his Manasiga Guru. It is believed God himself appeared and blessed him with the divine knowledge. In many of his compositions, Venkata Kavi refers to Lord Krishna as his divine preceptor. In his composition, Guru Padaravinda Komadam Yennul Kondapode in Abogi, he says, "Neither have I studied the scriptures and yoga, nor have I pretended to have mastery over them. I was singularly fortunate to obtain them through the benevolent glance of my Guru." Venkata Kavi remained a celibate and led a very introspective life, meditating upon God and music. He chose to live in isolation, and hence only a meager amount of his vast number of compositions are available to us. The primary source of information about Venkata Kavi are his own compositions and the information handed down to us by the descendants of his brother's family. Needamangalam Krishnamurthy Bhagavatar, a noted Harikatha exponent belonging to this lineage, is said to have been extremely instrumental in popularizing and propagating the works of Venkata Kavi. Moving on to the works and contributions of Venkata Kavi. He was greatly influenced by the works of the likes of Vyasa, Valmiki, Jayadeva, the Azhwars, Nayanmars, Arunagirinadhar, Kalidasa, Bhanabhatta, Tukaram, and many of them. He has paid tributes to some, while he has given references to some of them in his various compositions. This goes on to show his humility and how well versed he was. When one thinks about Venkata Kavi, his compositions in praise of Lord Krishna, like Alaipayude, Kudaludi Manamellam, Taiye Yashoda, are the ones that come to the mind. But this prolific composer has also penned many verses on other deities and devotees as well. Venkata Kavi has also known to have travelled widely and composed krti-s on the presiding gods and goddesses of various kshetras like Srirangam, Thirumayilai, Thiruvallikeni, Chidambaram, Udupi, Sikkil, Pazhani, and many more. Venkata Kavi has also composed many group compositions. Amongst them are his Saptaratna kritis, similar in structure to those of Tyagaraja's Pancharatna kritis. He has also composed a collection of 7 kritis on Anjaneya, collectively known as Anjaneya Saptaratna kritis. His Kamakshi Navavarna kritis are a set of kritis which include an invocatory kriti on Ganesha, a Dhyana kriti followed by 9 Avarana kritis and a Mangala kriti. This is considered his masterpiece. In some of these kritis, he has employed talas like Kanda Triputa, Kanda Dhruvam, and Sankirnamatyam, which manifests his prowess and mastery over rhythm. Very few composers have created as many operas as Venkata Kavi. His exposure to Bhagavatamela tradition could have motivated him to create several operas. This offered a lot of scope for diverse musical forms that he employed that suited music, dance, and drama. The most well-known opera is his Krishna Ganam, based on Bhagavatam. Many of his compositions like Taye Yashoda, Pullai Piravi Tharavendum, Palvadiyum Mukam, Parvai Undre Podume, Alai Payude are all part of this opera. His other works include Ramayanam, Mahabharatam, Dakshayagam, Prahlada Charitam, Dhruva Charitam, Pranavopadesham, and also live sketches of Thirumangai Alvar, Kungli Nayanar, and Manikavachakar. Venkata Kavi possessed tremendous scholarship in both Tamil and Sanskrit. The language that he used in his compositions are of high order. However, he deliberately used colloquial Tamil in his operas to keep them simple. He is also known to have composed few Marathi compositions influenced by the Marathas' rule during his period. His compositions have a variety of musical forms employed in them. While some of them follow the regular structure of Pallavi, Anupallavi, and Charanam, some of them end in Samashti Charanams. Some of them follow the pattern of Pallavi, Anupallavi followed by 2 or more Charanams in the same Ragam or in Ragamalika. The usage of Swaraksharas, Madhyamakalam, and high-speed passages are found in plenty in his compositions. It wouldn't be an exaggeration to state that his compositions are a treasure house for dancers. The extensive use of yati patterns, gati betams, swaras, cholkattas, and jatis intertwined, which feature in most of his compositions, give ample scope for dancers to effectively use them in their repertoire. Compositions like Swagatam Krishna in Mohanam, Neeradasama in Jayantashri, and Maragata Manimaya in Arabi are classic examples. In many of his compositions, Venkata Kavi brings about the Vatsalya Bhava, showcasing shades of motherly love. For instance, in his composition Maadamekum Kanne, which is a conversation between Krishna and Yashoda, Yashoda is genuinely concerned for Krishna as he is a very small boy. In another composition, Solvade Kelkanna, Yashoda says, "You have enough butter at home and there is enough wealth, and you have me by your side, your mother. Why do you go and steal butter from the neighborhood? Please do not do it." In yet another composition, Konjum Maralai Pesi, Kurunagayai Visi, Kutrathinai Marekka Parkade, she says, "Krishna, don't try to hide your mischief from me. I know you enough. I will count from 1 to 8. If you don't come near me, you will really make me angry. Don't make me scold you." And hence, we have so much to explore with the compositions of Oothukadu Venkata Kavi. When there is Krishna, there are his mischievous pranks. Along with his mischievous pranks comes complaints. Venkata Kavi has penned many such compositions where Gopikas complain about his pranks. Like in his compositions Needan Mechikolla Vendum and Taye Yashoda. Taye Yashoda in Todi has 8 charanams where each charanam is a complaint by a different Gopika. This has a sequel, Illai 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 Amma in Mohanam, where Krishna defends himself parallelly to these complaints. This also has another sequel, Pesade Pongaladi in Madhyamavati, where Yashoda parallelly gives judgment to all of these complaints. Here's yet another Venkata Kavi's composition of complaints. Interestingly, here the complaints are directed towards Balarama. the Gopikas say, "There is nobody like him. He's such a pleasurable nuisance. There's nobody to match him." Is it fair to say that your brother is never at fault? Please go and confide with Yashoda that this is what we feel. Even after having secured the pot holding butter high above his reach, he manages to get it along with his friends. Is it fair just because he's your brother? When questioned, he mentions he's your brother so that we'll be scared. When we show evidence of stolen curd, he points at a calf that has broken restraints. Having done all this to mitigate our sufferings, he gently kisses, and while we are transfixed, he adjusts his curly locks and the peacock feather and runs away. "இப்படியும் ஓர் பிள்ளை எங்கேயும் இல்லை, இன்பம் தரும் தொல்லை இதற்கீடிணையும் இல்லை" என்றாகமானிக்க.
இப்படியும் ஓர் பிள்ளை எங்கேயும் இல்லை, இப்படியும் ஓர் பிள்ளை எங்கேயும் இல்லை, இன்பம் தரும் தொல்லை இதற்கீடிணையும் இல்லை. இப்படியும் ஓர் பிள்ளை எங்கேயும் இல்லை, இன்பம் தரும் தொல்லை இதற்கீடிணையும் இல்லை. இப்படியும் ஓர் பிள்ளை. பொற்புய தேவன மலரும் பூப்புனையும் பலராம தப்பிதமாகாதா உந்தன் தம்பி என்றால் அறமாமோ? இப்போதே நீ சென்று எங்கள் மொழி இதென்று எந்த விதமோ இதை யசோதையிடம் போய் சொல்லு, எந்த விதமோ இதை யசோதையிடம் போய் சொல்லு. இப்படியும் ஓர் பிள்ளை எப்படியும் உரி கலயம் எட்ட முடியா உயரம் கட்டி ஒரு வகை செய்து காவல் வைத்து போன பின்னர் ஒப்பு கூற்ற காவலுடன் உற்ற துணையாருடனும் தப்பி உள்புகுந்து உந்தன் தம்பி என்றலரமாமோ? தப்பி உள்புகுந்து உந்தன் தம்பி என்றலரமாமோ? இப்படியும் ஓர் பிள்ளை யாரென்று வினவயம்மை அஞ்சுவோம் என்று கண்டும் பேர் சொல்லி உன்னுடனே பிறந்தோன் என்றான். பாரிங்கே வந்து தயிர்பானையுள் ஏது எனில் கார் ஒன்றை தவிர்ந்த இளம் கன்றொன்றை காணும் என்றான். கார் ஒன்றை தவிர்ந்த இளம் கன்றொன்றை காணும் என்றான். இப்படியும் ஓர் பிள்ளை இத்தனையும் செய்து பின்னர் எங்கள் மனம் நோகும் என்று முத்தம் ஒன்று ஈந்து நாங்கள் மயங்கி நின்ற வேளையிலே கட்டை குழல் பற்றி எழில் மிக்க மயில் பீலி வட்டம் சுற்றி ஒரு கையில் குழல் பற்றி விரைந்தோடினான். சுற்றி ஒரு கையில் குழல் பற்றி விரைந்தோடினான். இப்படியும் ஓர் பிள்ளை எங்கேயும் இல்லை, இன்பம் தரும் தொல்லை இதற்கீடிணையும் இல்லை. இப்படியும் ஓர் பிள்ளை.
Thank you for watching. Please do subscribe to Prayathnam's YouTube channel. Namaste.